Hello everyone and welcome to Lakeside, and today's video is going to be all about the start of the Fuller road system and the construction of the road itself. So let's get to it and see how it goes. Welcome back, and so to start off with, on Thursday my darling wife organised for me secretively a outing out to a afternoon tea. This is a kind of a pre-birthday present, which is not right now but on the 21st of this month, but she got together some of the family and we went over to this place which is called Carriages. And it's just a fabulous place. It's a restaurant, if you like, in an old barn, and the family arrived without me knowing, and as we walked into it they all jumped out and said surprise, surprise, and frightened the living daylights out of me. And basically the whole afternoon was spent at this place called Carriages, and you're sat in, they had about 4 Pullmans there, and all the associated paraphernalia which goes with a railway. So they had the railway station, the beautiful gardens there too, and so it went on. Now when we came back, the family gave me one of my presents, or a few of my presents, because I won't be here on the day, and so obviously the Fuller car system was one of them, which you see in front of you, and along with that, these are the train related ones, presents. A shepherd with his sheep and his dog, which will eventually end up over there with the rest of the sheep, so I shall probably put those on today. So yeah, so I was very pleasantly surprised that I was allowed to have this, because I thought I'd have to wait until my birthday. So with that in mind, I thought, right, I can crack on and start doing the actual roadway, and this is what I've got so far to there. Now it doesn't look much, does it? But there you see the van, and that's the set of transfers which have got to go onto the van. But when I was designing this, I wanted a system whereby I had a loop, so it went from one end of the road up the other end of the road to a roundabout, and then you came back to another roundabout, and this is the first of the roundabouts, or proposed roundabouts, and it's on top of a structure, and it's all made from the Metcalfe retaining walls. Now, as you know, I've got that retaining wall running along the side there by the platform, going right the way up to the end, around the corner and stopping. So I've been busily making these blessed retaining walls, and it is so boring. After the first pack you think, oh god, but it's basically all done now. So what I've got to do now is cut and shut them and construct both the roundabout sections. So that gives me a really good diameter now for a roundabout. Now the radius, I've been speaking to Rob over at Farland Howe, and because he's done his, he's been giving me kind of tips on what to do, and the minimum radius is 6 inches, so it's a 1 foot diameter circle to safely go around, which I've easily got there now, so that's great, and I will replicate that up the other end as well. So let's take this off and I'll show you the construction. Let's pop that over there. Right, now this is a piece of 3mm Foamex or foam board, which I'll cut as a template. Now this at the moment is resting on top, but it will be sunken in, the road will be sunken in to the height of that. So the wall will be above the roadway. So just bear that in mind, but this is the start of the template. So if I lift that off, you then get the idea of what's happening underneath there. So all this section here I will cut away, so the road will be sitting here, along there, and obviously along the back. So when you're viewing it, you will see the wall around the sides. So I've had to make up 3 bridges, if you like, or 3 spans. So the one this side is made out of several parts of the retaining wall, keeping in this pattern along here, which is, I don't know if you pick that up, but it's, yeah, there. You can see it running along the top, and I've got that running around that side there in 2 sections, one for the storage yard, and then this one here is for the main 4 tracks. And then hopefully you can see I've still got the retaining wall showing underneath the road. And that's basically it. So that's the construction of this span where the roundabout and the buildings will be placed. And so if I pop that on again, which way does it go? That way, I think. About there. So I've got to trim this template down now so that it fits within these walls here, and sinks down to the bottom level. So several factors were incorporated in making this work. Obviously the major thing was having clearance for the largest and the highest of my stock. So really the highest and the largest are my Santa Fe El Capitino coaches over here, over the back. They are the crucial ones, and the height was dictated to by that coach there, or car, because that's the highest I have. I've also put a Mark III coach on the inner track here and made sure that cleared the inner radius, which it does. So anything I could think of which would cause a problem, I've made sure that it had clearance to go around any of the 4 tracks underneath there, and they all do. So that's all the larger coaches primarily. Big boy, he goes round, no problems there. The big boys, it's got a massive overhang, so the and the overhang is not so much at the front but at the rear on the cab, but yeah, that goes round. Obviously I don't have to worry about putting the big boy on this track because he never does. He either appears here or here. So yeah, he goes around fine, and like with all the other ones. So that's it really. So that's a good start now. Considering I've only been doing this since, well, Thursday, I've got on really well. So if we carry on up here, so all these are new. I was going to use my old retaining walls, but I thought no, they're in such poor condition. I thought I'll go for the new ones. And again, the road will sit here, so this wall will be above. And we come round here. Those are only roughly placed in position at the moment. They're not glued or anything, they're just standing. So what I will have here is basically the same as what I've got down there. I will have a span coming across here, retaining walls here. I should keep those retaining walls here, and another span going across, and that will give me a good size area for the return roundabout, so that the cars can go over and back along the road, and then they will come up this section, come round around the roundabout and back down. And then obviously I will then populate it with buildings around this area, and I'm thinking at the moment, I have decided now that what I'm going to do is scratch build a multi-storey car park here with a small space at the back here with railings coming up, or possibly another wall, and that will be a multi-storey car park, and then I can have buildings going along the back here. So these buildings which I've been putting on were really just to give you an idea of what will happen. These won't be the buildings, but it gives you an idea. And we put the van back on, about there. And the last thing, a building here which will be a station building, entrance to the station, because there's nothing at the moment for folk to actually get onto the platforms. So what I should be doing is having again I may scratch build this, a station building here with a walkway coming out and going down onto this platform here, and then there will be a footbridge about here coming up and over to get to this platform. So that is how passengers will be to come up to the station from here, drop off with taxi or a bus, walk out, go down to the platform, walk along, and if they need to get to this platform they will just cross over the bridge to here. That's the plan. That's the plan. So a huge amount of work still left to do. This section here is not finished by any means, as I said to you before. There's all the weathering to do. I've got little fillets to put in on some of the corners. I've taken all the cappings off here purely so that it makes it easier for me to do the template. I can just glue the cappings back on again when I finish. So there's all the weathering to do on it yet, and this will hopefully, if I'm going to get out of the way, this will hopefully then leave me room to carry this part of the track on and bring it up here for parcel area, and bring it round and to this area here for the engine shed and turntable just here. So it's all working out really nicely now. And then of course along the back I will continue that kind of scene there, that foliage along the back, and then up that part of the embankment. And so you will just see here, you will be able to see some small sort of shrubs and things along the top where the soil goes up above it. with the houses here in the distance. I can then crack on and finish off the ballasting now along here, and that's the reason why I haven't weathered it yet, because I knew that I would be doing this sort of thing, but because I didn't have it in position, I didn't really know where to ballast, so I stopped short in most places just so that I knew that I could rest these things on plain board rather than on top of ballast. So if we step back, that's how it's kind of looking. Let's get back down here. So I think the next stage is if I show you a couple of trains going through, and then that way you'll get perhaps an even better idea of what's happening. But I think from what I've seen at the moment, then that's going to create quite a nice photographic view of the layout. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot. Okay, so I will shut the camera down, get the trains ready, and then hopefully the next one you see will be some trains going through. Okay, so see you in a minute. So that's it for this video, and hopefully you've got an idea now of what I'm trying to do here, and obviously along there too. It seems to be going okay the way I've thought about it and designed it initially. It seems to be coming out spot on. So hopefully the rest will carry on in the same way. I'll now do this end here with the structure, and then once that is done I can then build the road from this end right the way through to that end in one lump, if I can. So that's the plan. Okay people, hopefully you enjoyed that, and I will no doubt catch you again probably next weekend. So bye for now, and thank you for watching, and thank you all to the new subscribers which I'm getting. Thank you very much for that, really appreciated. I'm gradually, very gradually edging towards the 9,500 mark, so I'm gradually getting to that 10,000 magic number. So thank you to all those people who have subscribed recently, and obviously to all my old subscribers too for staying with me. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so bye for now people, and have a great weekend. Bye bye.